yourself, I'm going to look after my children. For me, that was bold, one. And second, because you know your husband is not here. So, like, you provide that presence to supplement the absent father from home. So,
Many. 2018 no sa ko nito maybe ni tota ni au sabi na kata mo vengo nang gas ni vuli because I was pregnant in 2017 and I was going to give birth early 2018. At first of course ni vinakata me vengo nang gas ni vuli, we were both earning kero so vinakarorua sangi na kasar ngeba ko kuno mo dito nang gas ni vuli. I am heavily involved in ministry, and ministration is something I love to do. And the bamarote kaya do siliwen na babengu compared to teaching. O sare talanga ni nungu the passion that I used to have when I was teaching sa sini to kaya.
You teach in high school?
Yes, I taught in Dudley High School. Sa libanongo sa ambere cornivuli sa I'm just losing out altogether. I'm losing me avasar ganango na new durichu na lomani classroom I was teaching. I had to go outside of the classroom. Me molingu sena wen matangu ni wakasa mataka. There's a lot more that I can do outside of the classroom. Bakana classroom limit the kiao. So I knew I had to get out of teaching. But I was not happy. I was not satisfied.
Even though money was there.
Money was there. And at the time I was acting head of department. I was getting good pay. I just knew I had to get out. It's not about the money anymore. Na naila was asinrani. Wakamarota ke unangonaya. Sa sinsulebi on the fulfillment. So I was deciding on it. I talked about it with my husband. And he was saying, you can still keep your job. It's no. I feel like I'm not doing justice to the pay. But we so mitiko yos na yalongu sa saying nito ko nangas ni buli. Nangono ang iba kasama taktal nga ni senduotik nga nalubengo Isaac. I was going to school, coming laki kornibuli libe babli dile sumai lako lida kabana takata kani ministry libe nangono gitu ya de bale sampong ne banua libe nangono lakani ko sa mode. Sendua nga nalubengo libe nangono bimbi na mataklela ko se mode to sa bimbi umai. And then I'm thinking, I'm going to have another one. Am I going to continue with the second? And I don't feel it's fair. As a gay to live in husband, why do I have to pay for somebody to come and look after my children? And I feel that way. Me babuli de tala na lubenda most na yau binaka me spenta ka bate kero na lubengo sa tu kornibuli le babuli de tale. So endina nilele nila bona so mabi kwa na me bare na lubengo. Ele nila sa roso mikine ni tu kana bali na kornibuli. I feel like I have to raise my children. And that was one thing I told my husband. Why do we want to have children and we don't raise our children? And me daba na betena nila bole we kutor chukumikir nila bole butareke. Ngai kenda rusini we don't have time for our children. What's the point? We might as well not have children. Ni kenda rundui ni ersas tunangan ngai rundui dakabana nondaru bulan nondari lavo. And that was why even though he didn't agree then, I just nongula katunga mena matantili vesalak to me vandua.
For your second child.
For my second child.
And which year was that?
2018. Yes.
So 6 years.
Yes. And no regrets for me. I can say I'm honestly blessed. Ni ro tumuda kenaluengo and I got to grow with them. Ni ngonango my children are very attached to me, and I believe it was because of that sacrifice that I made. Ni I can only imagine me ro kala ni ro sa kala le mo ro tumuda kemenge la ko tunon rota gilak tal tumoy na takataka batikina takataka ministry. I don't know what nada banala ko tunanon ro bakasa marona ngonengo ni sala ko to tamala ko to tina gairo chiko batike induan na kera me chiko batike rawi vale au babini bina kwale bwana turanga ni
Did you make that decision?
Yes, I made that decision.
But it was bold for you to do that. I mean, who doesn't like the money? People they go to, even then, you say you're convicted because of the passion that you don't have anymore for teaching, but you're getting paid.
Yes.
But there's a lot of people that continue to do work, regardless whether they do the work or the pay supplement, what they're supposed to be doing. They couldn't care less. They've lost the passion. But the money is the thing. Yeah, the money is good, and the money hold them. You know, like they cannot let go. But it was very courageous on your part. Not because you're losing passion, you feel so convicted and guilty. It's like the money you're being paid from, the government, or the money you're getting for that position. You felt in your heart that the work you're doing is not that value of money that you're receiving, And I like the fact when you say, like, you grow up with your children, because hardly a woman can do that. For them to be the one to teach them. They hear, like, you have a strong bond with you and your two sons. And I think what is very crucial about your decision, because your husband is not here. It's different when he's here in the physical essence. I mean, they can, the vibe of the Facebook, but in doing, hug them, reassure them. And I'm very, I admire you for the decision you made, and you never regret it. Do you, at least sometimes you say, man, I should have, no?
No, never. That I had completely lost na
Interest,
passion.
yeah.
Viva believe in a lomni cornivuli, lomni classroom. And seeing how my children are now, no, it's I'm
There's no
really
money,
blessed.
no value that can supplement that.
I could have lost if I had continued to teach. As they want that fulfillment of knowing new and they know that we speak with their dad every day on the phone. But they know their mom is always there, the presence of the parents.
Yeah.
They know that it's always there.
Yeah, very important.
Yes.
Thank you, Lani, for sharing your story. Well, Millie, would you like to share anything about that? I mean, apart from sharing a little bit on the anger or the example that you go through, share about your family and the experiences you had.
I praise God for blessing me with my beautiful family. I'm blessed to be turang na otingo. So weekend I rakani na otinda ko tabe weekend bale bunanga una na hoda. Yo au blessed to kimbeleta na turang na otingo. Oko ebe buke bale.
Oh, you are blessed.
Nangono yo na daka bleta mbeka ni oko ya susungita langa menalo mani ministry. Oba nakita kana marama na tinana na be susubinaka. Total no be una maramatina ni rondo be bolekati ni roto lewe ono ba betedini duanga ngani roto ngono sama ibuli kini suba. So my husband was the one with
doing all the girls.
Yes.
Okay.
Me ndo buketi kono na nangono nge lakumekina dini tu me na koro lakume me ibuli na bua sato sona bengarabi na kena ikurnika ngai me babuli na oko ngai mission na lo mnisong solo. So nakakedea yo pa binibina katakana non robula bilita kinalo mnisong singola tu roto babuli na kakede ngana balili sulu na wakasanga saba
Kede.
nakakede ngai ko na numa mendo na marame da kaborto na turanga ngorto bulida nangono roto mission kina yau kaya uran labana linga ngo babni bina katakana turang ulak mendo na bubale mati balu na turanga na tamang kemal kenda kila na tabana disiplin niunge me sota patiken turang ngo au babni bina katakana turang amblata kero bebu kesaranga bana ngarabi ni robu bali so nanguna rabani ni bakitiko na management sang satini binaka pakarando beli badorbu so nanguna ko ngayar ngidulu kini ngabali lai meretiko ba malu kentando be
but na turang ani wana relela ko tini rangule da wanto no responsibility rangule da manda ngana relele matiwatinra quando levano na vekito chikinda no sangsulo to be in the ministry. So every time they go for evangelism and they leave their home, and when my husband call, I will remind him, tell those men to call their wives. I'll tell them to call home. But then you come in a tour and one in the list of the kid, I was thinking, I said, Ningula the Bando, need to come with Nis and the Libya money. Other than one is several speaking, I gave it Termenangiri, and now several like chicken, like a sartian. So, like that, that element, I believe for, not only for you to men, that involves all the men. The social, I I think they do that because they're so sure of their wives. Indirectly, we are the one who made them like that too. And then sometimes it's irritable. And I'm not talking about church. I'm talking about anything and everything. You start bringing your friends from Wednesday night, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And because you love your family is there, but you continue to bring these people, other whatever you people are grog swiping or whatever these people are doing, or fellowshipping for those who go to church. But you're always having people around you with no sense of responsibility that you have a role to play. And also you have time that you need to invest on your children and on your relationship. Now that you mention it, yes, that's quite common. But you are very blessed with your husband. What does he do at home? He cooks? He does everything?
If I come, me ula kumeta kada ke my TV, ke vakai tiko yani, au na takabanga na katala o sala kuli takaptal nung katak. So ngono bibu ke may HQ, au la katal me kada ke my TV. Ke tiko ibale, yau na sinlang katak na ba kabi. Sana tiko nito comes, sambutan na ba singeli. Porto saka na nito nungu mother-in-law na mam. Sambuta talanga na ba kabi o yau na lako tiko na online sale nge me redirto nga nangon ni kusuka mai undo rida ni baya kenda enjoy ta kana bunonda taka kina beleta na bibu ke tiko me bale na non tu bani ba mata una ngone o ke sala ko mai ke baka ke tu lo tu na singa tambu kondo na turanga endo waka nangona ya waka ndo tumbu kina balela na ni tu bitala noa nangona saranga ni kitu baru le lutu so nangono ndo ngaron na long pleto ko na bersa senga tunga he loves to be in church way before everybody else waka ke baka bo nang aundo ka ko ai se bole butu nangon ke baka utarongan nangona ke baka sangai ono so nangondo ka ko na lasu ke dengan ala ko yeli sabi tana kaloko ko na kami sabi tu ya sangai ono ketila ono amen baleta ya baleta ya me bata tolo taki na benga ramerni me to soiliu meren kitu la ko en ka ko ni to tol na ni benga rap kento na kai ngule dabi ya na teaching ilom ese time tiko nga me organize take kede me da kana ngarab kalu ka ko kendo bata tolo saranga na la ko daka na numati ko na kanikalo ko ni me baulu mal mo babu desa taught me so no ngondo be to sodake dala no to sodake siro sombu mai o babu lidia o mundo te alobinaka belata sono ngona baya kila no gasengas tel nga sono ngona kenda tunrubir nangone waka eu sandu yo be ke mai bir nangone senga iko na lo ni mata iko la kutu ko be buk chikbir nangone at least baro wai singa tambu iko taka au bulikina sono ngona kenda menda be understand taking our naka merani toso kina babila
and share the load and share the load
bingarabi
that's very unusual. I think maybe it's not all the women who experience what you're experiencing. They help at home, and you're really, really blessed. You're one of the few women that can, just stand up and look after the children. Because I believe for most women, it's like you have to think it out for them. And I've seen, because I've taken quite a few trips with women, that I take women with me, and it's like their phones are always ringing. And and then I'm saying, okay, I was looking around, observing. It can be one night, it can be the longest 1 week, and you hear them. I do that. For me, if I have to travel, everything is written. And sometimes also like ni wanda na wanga buka. Ona ndabito ngata no kone volvol. Na volvol na so ni bili ni kampanya na volvol na nito vale na kakanango na ingredients go ka kedengo. You have to women, we do that. That's normal for women, eh? And for women too, you can just stand up and go. If something is happening, say like for you, like what you said, you have to prepare them for the weekend, then you come. And maybe for you, when you go out for the ministry call and you have to go and take part elsewhere, you can stand up and go. You will have to, get somebody to look after the children or organize their meal or explain to your children, look, mommy will be going. Eh? Like all those things we do as a woman. But men, no. They just sit up, pick up the bag, oh, mother, it's lacko, that kind of thing. And with no connection. No, I see like the connection to the family, and the responsibility is lacking. It's lacking so much. other than the women. Women, sometimes it discourages you from going. Just the thought of what you have to do before going. Like you look for, but you can't so defeated no more wakasama. And I look forward to that. That one day, I'm looking forward to that day, just to pick up my bag and go. But I have improved so much in the sense, looking over the years, not only traveling for work and traveling for the ministry works and things. I'm always lugging my books, lugging my payments, lugging my vouchers, my checkbook. And every time they come saying their goodbye, standing, talking, I'm sitting there in one corner. I'll just choose a corner and I can just get my light. And I'm wala to set my Nambili Kedingo, Nakambadingo, Nakake set my other no story. Dona Rubika. Be kept to my someone or Salenda Belamanga rewind. What did I miss? Okay. Miss Howard Sarang sang a song Kedin Gundroyono. What can I have? Then I will look around my surrounding. Sometimes when I'm on the plane and I begin to think which country I'm going to. To event or Togo. Because my mind is not there. My mind also is So and listening to you today, you'll never know how blessed you are. So yeah. Because you'll never know how blessed you are, my dear. You're really, really blessed. You're really blessed that you don't even have to look. Now I am blessed in the sense I have my daughter-in-law who cooks our dinner. I am very blessed with my daughter. With Tiare, she does nearly everything for me. All things. And for me, on top of everything, if I'm busy in the office, I have to remember one of my grandson finishes school at 3:30. One is year 12, having an exam, finishes at 4:30. So every morning I have to ask them, both of you having afternoon classes, or only one of you? And with that, no matter how busy I am, by 2:30 or going to 3, who has picked the children, who has picked the boys, I have to work myself. Whether I can leave there, quickly go and drop them. Like this morning, now they've been having Saturday class for nearly 2 months now. A Saturday class, one goes in at 8 o'clock in the morning, finishes at 11, go in again at 2 o'clock. So you pick, like we have event for the Western Division. So I haven't had the opportunity to be there for the Saturday because this is my responsibility. No one is responsible for my grandchildren. I am. And then I have to organize myself. Okay, if I come and do this, then I will pick this one here, drop that one there, and then pick that one there. And then one starts at 9, finishes at 10, then start again at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I have to play around all that on top of everything else that I can do. And like last Saturday, when I came in last Saturday, I just parked in the car park trying to get, I wasn't sure what time one of them knock off. But the other one, I was really definite. I was like, school please, can you just tell me after that class, what time do you finish? And also if my grandson can call me, please, and ask him to look for any phone. And soon after that, the teacher, thank you, Mrs. Sakosesu, for helping me out. And sa Reverend number sa Tangiran Talivoni, that was my grandson. Nana, we're finishing now. And I will need to be back here at 2 o'clock. Okay, I'm coming right now to pick you up. So those are the things to do. But I'm really grateful to my son. Like this week, he said, don't worry about it. I'll organize the children. I'll organize their drop off and pick up. I'm not the kind of person to ask. I will just take it on myself because they are my grandchildren. And also that's my family. I need to feed them. And also this is a company that I have to look after. And this is a ministry that I look after administratively. Why I'm sharing this? Because these are the things that, you are involved in every day. Now my struggle is, or my challenge, because I'm 58 years old, I'm not young, and I've looked after this ministry for the last 22 years administratively, walked into this company like in the last, I could say, 9 years, going on to the 9th year now. Now this year, I'm beginning to think to myself, okay, I think I deserve to take a break. And I'm trying to take things as they come. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. So I'm not going to overwork myself. I'm not going to lose it. And I'm not going to expect anybody to help me. So when it comes to the anger that we were talking about before, if it doesn't happen, I will be so angry. So, man, why can't you people think of it? When I was so busy, why can't you people think of picking them up? Why can't you people, think of that? Before I used to say then, After a few incidents, I just cry my heart out, and I just say to myself, I'm fixing myself, not angry with anybody. I just cry my heart out, and I tell myself, don't expect anybody. You do it yourself. And, like to round up the anger that we were talking about today. So I've stopped being angry. I've just taken the responsibility myself. And if I can't do it, I will get them. I've given them money for their taxi. And you grab a taxi. If you know that Nana is in the office, you come to the office. If you know Nana is at home, you come home. But always remember, when you go home, always go home, because somebody will always be home. And if I can't find the time, or I'm late to pick you up, you can only wait for this certain minute, half an hour. 45 minutes to 1 hour is the most you will stay in school. Other than that, pick a taxi and come home. So like what I'm sharing today, I've found ways to help me. Because if not, like the anger of expecting things to be done and it's not done. And I'm sharing this because to help us. To help us. But kiba kai senga ikusasinyi maruta kada no mumbola. And we are also maybe because bimbing ability longone. I mean 30s, 40s, fine. You have the energy, you jump around, whatever, you vivianki. When you're 58 and going until 60, you say to yourself, no, enough. And you just take the things you can. And she knows we were doing Esther. For the church, we did Esther fasting last week. We were weak. Like today, it's like the day of weakness. Everybody like limp, lifeless on their bed. But for me, no. Whether it's Esther, whatever, it doesn't determine my life. Kito yanga na sasamba kina saba clear na kango. Okay, clothes, mission, shoes, mission, clear, everything clear. Okay, this can go to Joshua's dad. This can go to everything. And I had them at home. They were helping me. For a while, I'm calling. I said, anybody there? But I didn't know until she stood up to testify that they were weak because we were without food and water. And they were sitting in the corner and they were talking to each other. Whether I know that we were doing Esther. Yes, I know fully well we're doing Esther. And Esther's not supposed to stop you from doing your work. Well, those are the things, that you go with. It's either you make it, and for me, like what I said, I've lived my life. I'm a grandmother of 7. I'm still counting. I'm telling them nothing less than 16. I don't know how they're going to make it, but they will need to do it while I'm still alive, because I'll make sure I count their heads. And with that on board, it has really helped me. And I've stopped expecting. I've stopped expecting. If I come, before I used to be so angry when the children never do their duty, and said, why you never do your duty? And then I will sit down and waste my energy talking. And then after that, the very next week, that child go and do exactly the same. So I find myself sitting down, saying the same thing again. And every devotion, after devotion, we have our session. And every student council, every Thursday, I'm saying the same thing. And then I've just said to myself this year, no more. So if it's not done, I just stand up and do it. If whoever's kitchen duty not doing the kitchen, I'll do it myself. Not clearing the rubbish, I'll do it myself. And I come to the lunch, that person's supposed to be doing lunch before. I said, who's doing lunch duty? No more. I'll just come and I do it myself. So it helps me. So for those of you that are tuning in today, it's good that you're hearing it now for the age that you are in, not old like me. And then I'm realizing myself, boy, unnecessary stress brought upon myself. You need to be able to own it and take ownership and say to yourself, no, I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. I will accept if it's there, and it's okay if it's not there. Because if not, iko na wala mo naman niko. Oh, asa uchi me yan, gondo wala mo naman niko. Gendo lasa, no, na kanto las kina wala mo naman niko. Miko wala mo naman niko, gisindo naman niko. Have people experience that? Baka iko bela tale. Kila beba iko wala mo naman niko. Like you feeling, sorry for yourself, and you look around like you're getting on with your life like nothing, and then you think, okay, they don't even feel what I'm feeling. And then you're waiting for somebody to come here, and I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have done that for you. I'm very sorry. And then it's not coming. So stop it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stand up and do it. Yeah, I'm sharing the realities of life that we need, because these are the things that take away your happiness, one, and these are the things that create fights all the time at home. So it's like everybody's just screaming at each other, talking to each other, because you're just being angry at each other. For me, like, sometimes I'm very bad in the sense I can live my life like people around me, they don't exist. That's the thing that I'm teaching myself. Pray for my life to be delivered from. I can live, I can reach, I've reached a stage of being hurt or being frustrated. And I just say to myself, you are alone. Live a life. You are alone. And I will live alone. Meaning they can be there but not there. It's a very dangerous place to be. But at times I reach there. Like I'm in a family but they don't exist. I'm in a workplace but they don't exist. I exist and what I want to do. And that's it. If it's going to bring me the result, fine. I'll work that way. And I will not ask for help and I don't need their help. And I'll just stand up and work my life. And when I reach that stage, it's when I really go deeper to God and ask God to help me, to get me out of that mode. And yeah, so I'm sharing something with us this morning that whatever that you're going through, always remember that life is worth living. And most of the time when I go through that, I will tell God, for sure, when you create Rachel, or Tuitumbo then, for sure, when you create Rachel, you wanted her to be happy. And for sure, when you create me for a purpose. And I cannot continue to do this. You create me for a purpose. So my self-pity or however you describe it, I don't do it to men. I do it to my Creator. I'm a believer. And yeah, I believe God. I am a believer. And I believe that He created me. I believe that He exists. And I believe out of everything, if no one understands me and things around me doesn't work, I don't go talking. I don't share. My closest friends are my daughter and my son. They are very close to me. I share everything and anything with them. So they are my very best friends. And they know when I am their friend, they know when I am their mother, and they know when I am their boss in work. They will just need to separate that. But I don't have any friends. I have friends over the years, schooling, work. I have friends. I meet them, I talk to them, but I don't go out of my way to go out. I don't go out at all. My friends are my children. So in everything, they are the only ones I talk to. So when it comes to some elements of my life, I don't talk to anybody. I don't share it with anybody. I'll tell him. So crazy. I'll tell him because he's my Creator. And I can drive around in the car, or I'll just pick up the car key in the morning by maybe 2 o'clock. I cannot, like you in a home and you cannot be yourself. You cannot pray and cry. You cannot talk to him. So I'll just pick up the car key and I'll drive around Suva, or I'll go to the seawall, or I'll go out there into the beach and yell out and, like talk to him, cry out. And it helps me. It helps me. Why I'm sharing this, it doesn't mean that you're going to church, you're all good. No. These are the issues that affect every individual. Whether you go to church or whether you do not, whether you are educated or whether you do not, or tuk sarmena chorus, tuk na bono ndida kadaka tutubat kena kandala kuturum. Uyo ko nga mokila na tabo modakaw me bukeiko. Forget about others, mebukeiko. Help yourself first, because when you're good, then all these things will be good. Because when you're not good, all these things are not going to be good. So we spoke at large about the anger that well up. Anger, like if you go to church, it doesn't automatically say, okay, people who go to church, they don't get angry. No, everybody are angry. And anger can be measured in volume. Kuni kamera kangore na nombo dhunro ni explained na tone nindo momo kwa dhunro ngabalele kwa dhunro valebo sa ve moku ve vadu sa dhunro valebo kwa dhunro kala your anger comes in different level and different volume. So wherever you at with that anger, you yourself should be a good assessment. Then you come assess the then you come that's unhealthy. If my anger has reached that level, it's very unhealthy. So either you could let it check the blood pressure. So the journey is very short. Don't continue to live your life in anger. Like I will say that. Because for me, I'm a perfectionist. I work so hard to imperfect myself. And my expectations is very high. So I need to cut down on my expectations and bring those expectations to be mine. Because if not, I am frustrated. because everything and anything that I look at, it's not according to what I want. So I need to help myself by addressing that and taking ownership that there are people that are imperfect. If that's the way it happened, that's it. So I've reached a stage, Elio, I want to see that it's all done. Now, no. If it's like that and they say, this thing doesn't work, that's fine. Or this thing, it's okay. That was not me before. It better work. Find something that work. Certain things I still do, but certain things I'll just let go. It's okay. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It's okay. So we are sharing something here to help you and also to create a much better environment in your home. Like what Auntie Nina has shared with us this morning, we heard Auntie Luisa, who shared the same thing in our last panel, that when she's so tired and very tired, and she gets home, she starts picking up the pieces when she gets off the car. Natayana ni Valin, do baka dun request, kakwe, was tunga. So, we kimini talanga na turanga, but ke kimini nangone. If you're listening to this program, please know what makes your mom angry, and try and help. But overcome moving forward, let's work towards a nice family that can have more time to talk to each other, more loving words. And like what I said, the life is too short. Kinda na runi vidun tunga maya. Iko kila binaka na kaba don ruka ngeda kaba tunga. Mengona nge melenga kina. Me nangeda batuna kina yanga ni mbulangori, you know? The very person that's supposed to matter so much to you. And if you say that you love that person, I'm sure you will do anything to make that person, smile. I like the way you mentioned that your husband helped you. It shows that he loves you. You know? Okoe lomani ko endomoniko, oko sivina katime ko ebukiko. Geti ko sobeki mami bekenda and the window money and the veil lomani. But second the vakabata menda marutaki, so we can make each other happy, like you. You know? Like pick on the little things. And that's one thing that I don't understand. You know, you raise it once like that. You know, people can make sure the things. And then the next time you raise it again. You know, like a recurring. Meaning the first offense, or when it happened first, and you hear that anger and that conversation, like no one is taking stock. So continuously doing. For me, I always take that as an example. It's a good assessment for you to say, if you love somebody, you will want that person to be, to be happy. There's supposed to be something. I mean, I love my grandchildren. I love my grandchildren. I love my family. I love my children. When I look at them, I will know when they're happy. I will know when they're sad. I will know when they're not talking much. They will just come, sit down. Is that okay? What happened? No. You will know when something is not right. And because you love them, you will go out of your way to make them happy. I will come, I will hug, my grandson. And say, look, don't worry. If you know you're not definite with your school, fine. I don't want you to feel like that. For my grandsons, their dad is not well. So every now and then, one of them will come, Nana, when can we visit Daddy? Or if I come and I'll see the two of them whispering, and then I come, okay, what happened? When are we going to visit our daddy? And they're talking about something, and you look at their face, and they're sad. That affects me, because I love them, and I will make sure I do something for them. So I will organize anything and everything. I will, The focal point that I want to raise with us today: if you love somebody, you will make them happy. Amen. You will make them happy. It doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost you any money. Just say for Lani, when she made the decision just to leave work, and even though the husband wanted her to work because he loves her, he respects the decision that she's made, that he knows in his heart, because he loves Lani, he will want to do something and allow Lani to be happy, make her own decision. For her to be happy. And that's where I'm coming from, to most couples that are tuning in today, or get to hear about this program later. Just stand still and review the people around you. Just look at them. And then ask yourself, when they're sad, do I feel anything? When they're angry, do I feel anything? Because if you don't feel anything, then you are in the wrong family. Then you are not in the right place, because you're not even affected when they're affected. So you are disconnected. They're not connected to you. But when you are connected, anything that they feel, it affects you. Just the way that she shared about her son. She's so close to her sons. If anything, you will know if one of them is not happy. And they will also, do you get questions like, Mommy, what's wrong?
I do.
Because you people are so close, they will sense that you're not yourself. They will, because of the closeness. And for me, my Joshua, others they will, but they will sort of like respect and the distance, and they just give me the space, but not Joshua.